So I've just opened my Etoro account and saw that it has changed. They've updated things, and yeah, I like it. Okay, anyway, so we are looking at what I think the best strategy, but you can decide for yourself if it's best or not, of how you can choose a popular investor. So for that, now we have to go to Discover and then copy top investors. We click here, view all. We click go here. And now we have to remove all the filters. To do that, we can just click on these crosses one by one. And Dan recommends, and I agree with this, we change the time frame from the last 12 months to the last 2 years. And here we see the list of all popular investors who are registered on Etoro, which is already good because at the beginning when you open this page you see only those people who are recommended to you by Etoro. And I don't mean that Etoro recommends you bad popular investors, but what I mean is Etoro doesn't necessarily recommend you the investors that you would like to copy. Okay, so the first two people right now in the list, Jay Nemesis and Jeppe Kierpont, they are blocked from new copiers. If you are a new copier, you cannot start copy these two guys. The reason of why they got blocked is not because they are bad, but because they are actually too good, or many people think that they are too good, and everybody starts to copy these two guys and obviously doesn't give a chance to other people on the platform. I don't think that was an official statement made by Etoro, but this is what people say. That was the main reason of why these two guys got blocked. So there is a chance that they will get unblocked somewhere, but we don't know that. At the moment, they both are blocked. But the thing is, the people who you see at the top, they are not necessarily the best popular investors. There are loads and loads and loads of people, and unfortunately some of them are new. Some of them don't even have 2 years of history, because not necessarily, it doesn't mean that they are new traders, but they might have been traded on a different platforms, which they obviously cannot then transfer the results onto Etoro. I'm sure you understand what I mean. So it is nice to see who is the most famous and the most popular investor, but it doesn't mean that these people are the best. And especially because the best people would be different for different copiers, because we all have different sums to invest, we all like different strategies, and we all have different investment goals. So now what Dan recommends us to do is to add the filter again, and to add the performance filter. So we have to click here, return, and we have to choose the return that we want to see from our popular investor in the last 2 years, because our time frame right now is 2 years. So in the last 2 years, if you want to put over 50%, then not like this one high, you will not see much changes, because let's go back, you see the majority of them, I mean all of them, have made more than 50% in the last 2 years. So you really have to put a high return. But it depends on what return you want to see. Just as an experiment, let's put the minimum return on investment as 450%. I think the majority of these people would be trading crypto, because this is not a normal return on investment. You don't always see that. Okay, so now we see the list of people who managed to get 450% return on investment in the last 2 years. Now Dan recommends, and I agree again, Dan recommends to write the names of these people down, or maybe open their pages and just save them in your bookmarks. You can write down the returns that these people showed, and I would also recommend to write down the risk scores. As you see, with these high returns, people have very high risk scores. Someone even has a risk score of 9, and look at his return on investment. So if you're up for a big risk, then this might be the guy for you. Then you remove this filter and you change the time frame back to 12 months. Then you add again the return, but of course now you have to adjust your return accordingly. So in the last year, for example, you want to see the return rate of 200%. again, this is just an example, so 200% and above, and you click apply. Now again, you write out all the names and their risk scores and their return. Then you again remove the filter and you add the time frame of 6 months, and again you click on performance, return, and again you adjust the return for the last time. So in the last 6 months we had a strange 6 months, it was a strange year just like the last year. So for example, you want to see in the last month the return on investment of 100%. These are very, very high numbers I'm putting, okay? You have to put the numbers that you want to see for yourself, so don't follow this strategy blindly. I'm just showing you the structure of this strategy. So you do exactly the same thing again. You write the names down, you write the numbers down and the risk scores down. So ideally what you want to see, or ideally what I would want to see, is to see the same name in all of my filters, all of my time frames. This would show me that the person is very consistent, and of course you are looking for the consistency and for good results that the person shows consistently. The way of readjusting the return and the time frame will help you to eliminate the people who were just lucky once, because this doesn't mean that they will get lucky again in the future. And then you can open the individual pages of all these popular investors whose names you have already written down on the paper. And then you can open the individual pages and actually look at the individual stats of this person, how many followers they have, how often they trade, what they trade, read their bios, look at their portfolio, and see whether this is someone who you would be up investing in or not. This strategy doesn't guarantee you that you will choose the best popular investors straight away, but I think it gives you a very good understanding of how the platform works, and if someone is after very high returns, they will find these people by using this strategy. At the same time, if someone is after stable and consistent popular investors, they will also find this strategy useful. That's why I think it's a pretty much universal strategy. And if you think of any other strategies, if you are using your strategy, then if you don't mind, please share your strategies in the comment section below this video, because I'm sure lots of people would like to know it. Okay, and after you chose your popular investors, you can add them to the watch list, or you can just straight away start copying them if you are 100% sure that you trust this person with your money. Okay, so as you see, it is not a difficult strategy, but it is a very, very clever strategy, because at the end you will end up with a list of several popular investors who showed great results, who have good bios, who have good history, and it allows you to see all the popular investors that are registered on the platform straight away. As Dan recommends, and I completely agree with it, you should review your popular investors every 8 to 12 months, because there are new people that are registering all the time. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure if you repeat these steps in 6 months, then probably the names that you will see at the top of the page will be completely different. At the same time, it doesn't make much sense to do it too often, like for example once a month, because some popular investors will have bad months, but their general performance is good, and you will start panicking, you will try to withdraw your funds, and every time you stop copying someone and then start copying someone else, you have to pay the spread fees, which absolutely makes no sense, because the spread fees will be quite high in this case. Of course, if you are completely disappointed in your popular investor or you need cash, this is an exception, and then of course you have no choice but to stop copying this person. But I think the risk of you not liking the popular investor that you chose by using this strategy are pretty small. Okay guys, thanks so much for your time and attention today. Let me know in the comments if you liked this strategy or not, and I hope to see you soon in my next videos. Bye bye!